Hello everyone, I'm the Primal Earth, and I'm coming at you today with yet another Jurassic World Dominion video. I know it's been a while since my last upload, but I just finished watching Jurassic World Dominion and wanted to go ahead and get a video out for you all. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that there are spoilers for Jurassic World Dominion ahead, so go ahead and watch that movie before watching this video. With that out of the way, let's begin today's video. First thing I'd like to do is preface this video by saying that I absolutely love Jurassic World Dominion. It is incredibly fun from beginning to end, and I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. That being said, there is one major problem I have with this movie that I would like to address today. And that is the new super predator that the movie introduces, the mighty Giganotosaurus. The Giganotosaurus is set up as the movie's big bad and a rival for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, being bigger and more threatening than its tyrant lizard acquaintance. It is an incredibly fun animal to watch on screen, and I actually love its design in the movie. That being said, I don't actually think the creators of Jurassic World Dominion correctly used it in the movie at all. What do I mean by this? Well, allow me to explain. As I stated earlier, the Giganotosaurus was set up as the big bad of this Jurassic World movie. Like the Indominus Rex of Jurassic World, the Spinosaurus of Jurassic Park 3, and the Rex pair from The Lost World. Yet the creators of Dominion completely missed the mark with the Giganotosaurus in this movie for multiple reasons. To start out, the scene where the Giganotosaurus is set up to be the rival of the Tyrannosaurus Rex doesn't actually appear in Jurassic World Dominion at all, but rather as a separate prologue that can be found on YouTube. And to set up this rivalry, the Giganotosaurus kills the Tyrannosaurus Rex after an incredibly short 32-second fight scene. Why is this an issue? Well, since this prologue not only occurs 66 million years ago in universe, separating it from the animals that are actually in Dominion, the prologue itself is a separate entity from the movie in its entirety. What does this mean? Well, it means that going into Jurassic World Dominion, audiences lack a crucial piece of context with the relationship between the Giganotosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this is a major issue because of the next point I would like to bring up. The Giganotosaurus doesn't actually do anything antagonistic in this film. In fact, in an incredible twist of irony, the super predator in this Jurassic movie acts just like a normal animal. Normally, portraying a dinosaur acting like an animal would receive a whole lot of praise for a Jurassic movie, but it actually works against the movie here since the Giganotosaurus is supposed to be the big antagonist of this Jurassic film, and the rival for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. When audiences see Jurassic World Dominion, the Giganotosaurus has 4 separate scenes in which it is depicted. The first scene depicts it sleeping on the ground, the next scene depicts it competing for food with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the third is when the Giga encounters the main cast, and the fourth is the final battle of the film. Importantly, none of these scenes involve a Giganotosaurus killing anything. The deer was killed by the Therizinosaurus, none of the cast members were harmed in any way during their encounter, and the Giga doesn't win the fight against the Tyrannosaurus Rex at the end of the movie. When audiences see Jurassic World Dominion, they see a Giganotosaurus who's just living life in a valley and doing what it has to do in order to survive, only to then be brutally killed in the very end without any justification. And this is the big problem with the Giganotosaurus in this movie. It's not an antagonist, just a regular dinosaur living its life, yet receives the brutal death in a final battle that should go to the antagonist of the film. Let's go back to the original Jurassic World movie. Famously, the final battle was regarded as the best part of the entire film, leagues above the rest of the movie. And the reason why it was so satisfying is because we got to see the Indominus Rex get absolutely laid out by the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Blue, and the Mosasaurus. This is because throughout the entire movie, we see this animal do nothing but kill and slaughter innocent dinosaurs and people without rhyme or reason. Seeing that absolute monster that until now had been on a bloodthirsty rampage finally get taken down was incredibly satisfying to watch because of how ruthless the animal had been throughout the movie. The Giganotosaurus gets what is arguably an even more horrific death than the Indominus Rex, despite the fact that the only thing it ended up killing in the entire movie was 1 or 2 flaming locusts. This is where I have my biggest criticism of the movie. The Giganotosaurus should not have been a part of Jurassic World Dominion at all. It simply is not an antagonist and doesn't actually serve a purpose in this movie other than to be a rival dinosaur for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. What's worse is that there is a dinosaur that already exists that could be placed within the exact same role as the Giganotosaurus with little to no change to the plot of the movie and improve the movie's plot and story tenfold. I am of course referring to the infamous Spinosaurus. All the way back in 2001, the Spinosaurus split the entire dinosaur world right in half when it snapped the neck of that subadult Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was so controversial that it effectively made Tyrannosaurus Rex and Spinosaurus eternal rivals despite them never having even existed in the same time or place. In addition to this, the Spinosaurus spent the entire rest of that movie doing nothing else than hunting down the human protagonists relentlessly. If you were to replace the Giga with the Spino, even without changing a single thing about the plot, the final battle would have been 10 times more satisfying since it would be a conclusion to the 20-year-long rivalry between Tyrannosaurus Rex and Spinosaurus, and finally settle the T-Rex versus Spino debate once and for all. Yet it seems as if the creators of Jurassic World Dominion simply wanted a new and big, never-before-seen dinosaur to be the rival of the T-Rex for this film. And unfortunately, this simply would not work for any dinosaur without fleshing out its antagonism other than the Spinosaurus, because it already did all of that in the third movie. The Spinosaurus is already a fleshed out antagonist and rival of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, whereas the Giganotosaurus simply is neither of those things, which is why I don't believe that it was actually utilized well in this movie at all. That being said, I'm still glad we got to see it on screen in a Jurassic movie. Sure, it wasn't utilized the way it should have been, and honestly it should have just been the Spinosaurus, but I don't believe that this actually ends up ruining the movie. Rather, it is merely a missed opportunity to make Jurassic World Dominion an even better movie. But that's just my opinion. I would love to hear your thoughts on the Giganotosaurus in this movie, so make sure to leave your thoughts and comments down below. I do try my best to read all of them. And if you got any suggestions for future videos, make sure to leave those in the comments as well. And with that, I've been the Primal Earth, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. See you then!